If you are looking for a classic JRPG experience with turn-based combat and a fresh visual art style, you are in the right place. As someone who played the early access version for hours, I'm going to break down everything you need to know about Sparks Ignites, so ultimately I can help you decide if this game is for you. Sparks Ignites takes place in a medieval fantasy era where the fires of war consumes the land. Superpowers of the land relentlessly commence small to wide-scale skirmishes to gain control of what's left of the continent. The story follows the tale of Ash and Clover, young individuals who embark on a journey to uncover the secrets of the Star God's blessing. The blessing is known to grant any wish a man could hope for. With such power that lies dormant in the continent, it is easy to see that not only Ash and Clover are the sole individuals who will seek this mythical power. Ash and Clover will meet diverse companions who will aid their journey by helping them grow as individuals, like teaching them how to survive in the cruel world they are in to the point of how to fight for their lives. Spark Ignites is story-driven at its core, featuring multiple endings based on the player's decisions throughout their journey. The player's decision also affects their companions and the world around them, which is clearly inspired by recent titles such as Octopath Traveler. Although my time in the early access is limited, the game manages to pique my interest, and I can't help to be intrigued of what's in store for me. It is easy to see right off the bat that the main strength of Spark Ignites is the overall presentation that it shows to its players. If you are following the channel, you know my love for JRPGs clearly shows, especially the titles that are being presented with 2.5D art style. The first thing that caught my attention was the character models. Instead of adapting the usual pixel character design, which is the standard in today's remakes or HD 2D games, the developers purposely used texturized 3D models that remind me of CGI animes as of late. Then paired the models with purposely low frame rates and then turned them into character sprites. And because of this design choice, it gives me this refreshing and nostalgic feeling whenever I look at the models. The character models on the other hand do not excel on their own, but they blend well with their surroundings, giving this cohesive look and immersion that many of you will appreciate if you are into this kind of art direction. Not only that, I love how the character models move and perform special abilities in combat. Combat encounters heavily shows the effort of the developers poured into these models, and I can't wait to see more. Although my time with the early access is quite limited, I can see the efforts to make the character abilities looks clean and pleasing to the eye. Vibrant visual effects help each of the abilities shine, making the combat overall fun to engage with. Each character in the version that I played is distinct and has its own personality. And not to mention, I find the character illustration detailed and interesting, which are clearly inspired by the Octopath Traveler series. Since Octopath Traveler is one of the main inspirations of this game, I can't help but to think about the other characters or companions that I can recruit throughout my journey and what they can offer to the table. It is clear to see what Ignicorvus or the developer of this game aims to achieve, and that is to give its players a nostalgic world that they can explore and have fun with. What I can say is that the developers are already achieving the said goals despite the limited areas I explored during my time with the game. Expect a vibrant, purposely low pixel environment that gives this nostalgic feel. Environments ranging from deep caverns, lush forests, major towns and locations, ruins, and vibrant grassy fields. Each location that I've explored so far offers a distinct layout and design, and that is a huge plus in my checklist. While the lighting effort brought to the table from the developers is noticeable, this is one of the aspects that makes the environment pop, especially when it comes to grassy fields and castle interiors. When it comes to the overall sound design, this is where I had a mixed bag experience. The official soundtrack of Sparks Ignite sounds very JRPG if you know what I mean. The tracks don't have an issue setting up the mood of each scene, like setting up the relaxing vibe when exploring areas. However, due to the lack of sound effects in the majority of the scenes or when in dialogue, it holds back the experience. Like for example, the soundtrack successfully heightened my mood or set up a thrilling scene, but the lack of sound effects from explosions, enemy gestures, and more is rather distracting. But the good thing is, attacks and abilities have proper sound effects in combat, so you will feel the intensity of each attack hit or ability when hitting targets. Voice acting is completely absent here, but since the project is an indie title, I understand why voice acting is non-existent. This is the reason why I was hoping that the game would be presented at least with complete sound effects to cope with the lack of character dialogue. Spark Ignite's core gameplay is where the fun truly starts. Players will be exploring sizable areas that are not too big but not too small either. Areas filled with branching paths and secrets. Hidden areas most of the time give players treasure chests that contains valuable items, so exploring and curiosity is being rewarded here. Aside from hunting treasure chests in the field, NPC quests are available for players to hunt as well, ranging from standard fetch quests and kill quests that rewards players with valuable materials to enhance their equipment or progress their characters. Spark Ignites definitely excels to its core gameplay, and compared to your typical JRPG nowadays, Spark Ignites does not follow the traditional character progression where gathering XP will level up characters and make them stronger. But instead, enemies drop different kinds of star stones. Each star stone can be used to increase a character's individual stats. Like for example here, if I want to increase my character's strength, it will of course require strength star stones. The more you increase the character's stats, the more nodes are unlocked in the process that gives your character even more stats. The higher the character's stats grow, the more star stones each of the stats requires for balancing purposes. Not only that, but characters in this game have star resonance. Star resonance is like ability cards or separate abilities that triggers with certain conditions. Like for example here, the star resonance thick hide reduces incoming damage by a flat amount. This heavily resonates with the herbalist star resonance. The herbalist star resonance gives 15% chance of allowing the user to use medicinal herbs without consuming them. These combinations works really well on frontliners as they can mitigate the incoming damage by a lot. This is one of the many examples of star resonance abilities in the game, and expect even more great abilities in store for you. And not only that, as the character progresses, they unlock more star resonance slots. So as early as now, you are seeing where this is going. Mixing and matching star resonance is one of the strengths of character progression, and it is clear to see that this feature heavily affects character builds. Just like in any JRPG, character can also equip different kinds of equipment that will enhance their build, and general equipment can be upgraded when interacting with anvils. I always ask myself, what is character building without interesting characters to play with? Well, I'm happy to say that Spark Ignites offers a wide variety of characters with distinct character kits or abilities, and more into this later. Spark Ignites offers a wide variety of things to engage with when it comes to its overall gameplay. And obviously, the developers focus intensively on combat. Spark Ignites offers a turn-based combat with a twist of star resonance abilities that we just talked about, making the combat dynamic and unpredictable at times, especially if your characters are well built with the right star resonance or ability cards. Each character is distinct and offers different kinds of roles in combat, such as tanks, damage, healers, mages, and more. It is easy to see that combat has its depth right out of the gate, and this is from my experience, which involved managing to use a handful of characters only. The row feature from Octopath Traveler was also adapted in here, so character positioning is very important, especially when you want to make your characters perform and fulfill specific roles. Like for example, characters placed in the back rows cannot be targeted by melee type enemies or attacks, and what I usually do is place my tanky characters in the front row to mitigate incoming damage greatly. Especially tank-oriented characters have the ability to harden and take enemy attacks, while getting boosted with the right star resonances. As early as now, you are seeing that there are a lot of strategies that can be explored in combat. Like range and magic attacks can hit any character regardless of the positioning, and paying attention to how many rows an attack can cover is the key. If you played the Octopath Traveler series, it is known for its huge bosses and thrilling boss battles. And yes, we can expect the same treatment here in Spark Ignites, where boss battles are the meat of the game and where character builds and formation will shine. So expect a wild ride if you are into one. With all the positives and negatives that we just looked into so far, Ignicorvo Studios, or the developers of Spark Ignites, is open for feedback and willing to improve their game in the long run. The current version of the game is not really possible without the developers' willingness to improve, based on the feedback they receive over the course of development from the players who are exactly excited about the project. The point of early access is that players will be able to help developers shape their game according to what works or what the fans truly want to see. So if you love this kind of setup, you might want to jump right in and make your voice be heard. One of the best things here is that Ignicorvo Studios is committed to completing the project and achieving the game's full release with an experience with over 40 hours of content within 6 to 12 months. With all of the shortcomings that I mentioned so far, it is highly possible that the developers will surely address the said concerns regarding the lack of sound effects and more. Who knows, maybe we can have characters with dialogues at least in combat. If you are only worried about the rough aspects of the game, rest assured that the developers are working tirelessly to improve their game as mentioned. In fact, they have released a roadmap covering further improvements that they want to implement in the game during early access. With everything that we've learned so far, it begs the question, is Spark Ignites for you? The answer is, it truly depends. If you will dive right in with the mindset of the game's current state being an early access and there are still a lot of rough edges to polish, I think you will still have a good time. And of course, if you are a JRPG fan and looking for a new journey to immerse yourself into, I would highly suggest checking this game out. If you enjoy strategic squad forming, managing intricate combat strategies, character building, and a gorgeous world to explore, then Spark Ignites is for you. Join early access by checking the game on Steam today and try it for yourself. I would like to forward my thanks to Ignicorvo Studios for making this video possible and for introducing Spark Ignites in the space, and I can't wait to see how this game pans out. With that having said, let me know your thoughts in the comments of what you think about this game so far. Are you going to try it, skip it, share it down in the comments, and as always, I will catch you on the next one.